I would say over 85% of the people do not know what's health. They have not experienced it. Maybe they knew it as children, where they bounced around. If you're healthy, you feel like bouncing around. That means you're grave. You know your destination. So, here we are.
Sadhguru, so long as we are alive, we breathe, and we have this beautiful instrument of the human body. In Isha Yoga Center, you place a lot of emphasis on two things, the posture and breathing. How these two things impact our health?
See the way we sit, for example. People who are on the path of Hatha Yoga spend a lifetime learning how to sit. A logically thinking person cannot understand why should somebody spend a lifetime learning how to sit. Health, you're talking about health, I'm sorry. There are other dimensions to it, but coming to health, if you have to be healthy, you have to be at ease. This is like you're driving your car. You may be… what do you drive, Sanjay? M. M is not a Maruti, okay. So, you're driving a good car. It's a wonderful machine, but drive it without the engine oil. In 10 minutes, it'll be junk. Yes or no? Because there is no ease, lubrication is lost. So when you say you're stressful, you're anxious, you're disturbed by this and that, what you're saying is, your lubrication is lost. It is not because of the speed at which you're traveling, you're struggling. It is because there is no ease, there is no lubricant inside. And everything is friction. When there is friction, there will be stress. Drive your car for 10 minutes without engine oil and see what happens. However great your car is, it'll be gone. So bringing this to ease, there are too many things to it, I can't go about that. One simple thing is, today fortunately they put these kind of chairs for you, otherwise these days slowly, you know, we're getting European furniture makers in India, big time now. So, you go to United States and sit down in a sofa, you have no choice, you anyway become like this. You have no choice about how you sit. Like this. Now you need to understand this. If there's something called as muscular comfort, skeletal comfort, organ comfort. Muscular and skeletal comfort is largely just comfort it is. It is needed at some times, but your organs should be comfortable for you to be healthy. If you take all the vital organs in your body, I'm putting it in a very simplistic way, considering the time. All these vital organs in your body, they're not fixed with clamps and nuts and bolts, they're hanging in nets like this. Only if you sit like this, with your spine erect, your organs are at maximum comfort. You sit like this, they collapse one on top of each other. Now, how do they function well? They will not function well. So in a day, if you're sitting like this for 8–10 hours, you're asking for it. You're just asking for it. It's like you want to drive your car on two wheels. One day if you flip around to show off, it's okay. Every day if you drive like this, it's not going to last. That's happening to your body all the time. So, maintaining a certain level of organ comfort is very important if all these things have to function well. See, you may not be medically diagnosed as diseased or you have an ailment, but I would say, pardon me for my percentages, I would say over 85% of the people do not know what's health. They have not experienced it. Maybe they knew it as children, where they bounced around. If you're healthy, you feel like bouncing around. That means you're grave. You know your destination. So, this sense of gravity has entered you not because of age, not because you become profound, simply because there is no ease either in the mind or in the body. So it's trying to save itself. It is trying to live in a limited way. It is not trying to live, it is trying to save life and curtail it and hang on for a little while longer. So keeping the body at ease is most important. Coming to mind and other things, there are so many things. Apart from that, if you learn to sit right, you know, in 70s, late 70s or 80s, when you first got your television, you were watching your television, which was a one-channel wonder, and you're watching your favorite program, you know what it was. And suddenly it went boop, boop, boop. Then you go up on the terrace, there is a piece of aluminum there, you try to do this and this, doesn't come. Then very carefully you bring it to that level, suddenly the world pours into your house. Once again the world is back in your sitting room, simply because you got the aluminum piece into the right position. You need to understand, you are who you are only because of what you have perceived, isn't it? Perception means you must be like an antenna. The whole system of yoga is just this, you learn to hold your body right. Now, if I go anywhere, even in India, you know, because they think if you wear Indian clothes, you're archaic, you have to be in Western clothes to be modern. And they'll give me a chair with armrest like this, because they have lost their flexibility, they can't cross their legs, they all sit like this. And every 2 minutes they keep shifting and shifting. If I sit like this, I'll sit the whole day like this, because the body is at ease. Now if I have to think, if I have to perceive, the body has to be in a certain way. They don't perceive anything, they got everything stored in their iPad. It's a very different world. Health is not just physical, there are a whole lot of dimensions to it, isn't it? Unless this human being feels complete in every way, you cannot say he's healthy, isn't it? So we have a phenomenal sense of what human mechanism is. I want you to know this. Being Indians, being in Delhi, which is the capital of India, I want you to know this. This is not my nationalistic fervor. This is a reality. Nowhere else on the planet, no culture at any time in the history of humanity has looked at human mechanism with as much profoundness as we have looked at it here. If you destroy this knowledge, if it is not a living knowledge, it is only with a few people, it is no good. We have to live it. This is the greatest advantage we had. And it is showing in many ways. Though our people, 60% of the population is malnourished in the country right now, their physical bodies, their skeletal system has not grown to full size. Still, in spite of this, I speak across the planet to all kinds of people, highest level of academics, scientists, tribal women, rural people, all kinds. I always find, traveling around the world, I always find the basic general intellect in India is way higher than most places on the planet. But it has no expression. In other places, they have found systems to allow people to find expression to their intelligence. Here we are blocking it in a million different ways. In spite of that, you can't kill it. But if you keep them malnourished for another generation or two, this intellect which came because of thousands of years of breeding carefully, doing the right things with life, we call this samskriti, that means doing the right things with life. Life does not mean party, life means this, that you're doing the right things with this so that this gradually evolves to a higher and higher space. Because of this, so many things happened in this country. So many wonderful things were invented, so much knowledge and knowing happened. But now, that knowledge and that possibility, we are not able to pass it on large scale to our children, which is the greatest tragedy the country is going through right now.